This presentation will focus on structure and culture of Machinga Teachers Training College, recent change process planning and implementation of the changes, evaluation of the change process management, and then response to innovation and change. Machinga Teachers Training College was established in 2010 by Malawi government and started operating in the same year. It has a capacity of hosting 560 students on campus. The main purpose for the government to establish the college is to train pre-service primary school teachers. In addition, it also builds capacity of the in-service teachers. The college is headed by a principal who is deputized by the vice principal, and then it has 6 line managers with whom the principal and the deputy principal comprise the top management of the institution. Thus, there is a head of faculty for education foundation, head of faculty for science, humanities, languages, expressive arts, and then head of research, head of teaching practicum, and the registrar. These form the top management together with a principal and a vice principal. So under each head of faculty there are lecturers, and under the registrar there is members of administrative staff. The management is the key of the college. It's the hub of the college which makes top decisions for the college, and it's what we can call the top leadership of the management of the institution. So any decision that is to be taken by the college is done by the management committee. Any organization has shared values, principles, ideas, and set of standards that are accepted in that particular organization. Schermerhorn, Hunt, and Osborne, in the book Organizational Behavior, 10th edition, they define culture as a shared set of beliefs and values within an organization. Borrowing from the same authors, they categorized culture into 3 groups. There is a passive, defensive culture, a constructive culture, and the aggressive culture. Where passive defensive culture, members of the organization try to hide their feelings, so they're trying to defend what they stand for. And then in the aggressive or defensive culture, members are aggressive in approaching other people, even in trying to win a situation. But then in the same case, they are trying to defend their position on values and the like, so that by the end of the day they maintain the benefits that they get from whatever position they have. But in a constructive culture, it's where we have people or members of the organization try to build each other, trying to help each other grow, trying to make the organization or the values of the organization, putting them in advance, putting them on the forefront, without looking at personal issues. So borrowing this kind of classification of culture, the observation I have for my organization, Machinga TTC, is that there is more of constructive culture in many forms, although we might also experience the other elements, but in small or minimum efforts. The organization shows a lot of artifacts, a lot of experiences in terms of the culture. For example, we see team planning for lessons, like 2 officers might sit down together, plan for lessons together, and then go to class and teach together. In this case, we see and believe that by doing so, members of the organization will build each other and help each other grow professionally. You can see from the inserted picture on this slide, there is members of staff taking a photo, a group photo, after a training workshop. We had an opportunity to have Dr. Robbie Melton as well as Dr. Jeff Horner from US, who were conducting a professional development, continuous professional development on the use of technology in the teaching and learning. Within the organization, we also see a lot of continuous encouragement from the head of the institution, the principal. Usually during staff meetings, he always say, "I will not follow you, I will not be on your back trying to follow what you are doing. I know that you know what you are supposed to do, so I just expect you to do your job, and then if you do that, you are fine with me." This, I believe, it's a great spirit from the leadership, trying to encourage members to be free to do their work freely. So although we have some experiences of passive defensive culture where we could see maybe a few members trying to avoid the team planning activities for fear of being, some people say so, for fear of being seen as somebody who is weak, maybe as they are teaching with their partner. Maybe students might see them as a weak person. But all in all, we find Machinga TTC having a lot of constructive culture where members build each other. So getting the past lecture, doing the read session, and then we present class for students. The second is the materials at readable, especially hardest of maintainers should read out on the net, should not say, and then get guidance, give guidance to the student. Third, the model brought that the subject areas being not the same as it being as a result. What happened that faculty in the past, the lecturers were doing the reading, sourcing of information, and then present it to class for students. The second challenge is that the materials are not readily available, more especially hard copies of books. This meant that lecturers should read a lot from the internet. They should do internet search and then give that guidance to the students. Thirdly, the module approach brought the issue that mostly the subject areas are not being offered at the same time as it used to be in the past. As a result, some lecturers are supposed to rest. But what happened is that the heads of faculties assigned lecturers to the modules or subject areas to which those members of faculty, the lecturers, are not experts. So this created some challenges in the organization. Management did well in terms of communicating, more especially in the initial stages where members were told in a meeting that the changes are coming in terms of curriculum. Management also did very well in terms of planning for the transition for members when training was planned in terms of use of the internet. However, management did not expect resistance, which was not a good sign of adequate preparation for the change. When members were told in a meeting that the changes are coming in terms of curriculum, management also did familiar. Management resorted to calling for a meeting and then talked to the members yet this could have been done in advance. And then the management is also trying hard to make sure that the change is institutionalized, so that all members get used to the changes. However, proper planning could have been done in terms of expecting the resistance from members of staff. To answer the question whether Machinga TTC is a learning organization or not, I would say yes, it is a learning organization. It is able to respond to changes in a positive way, only that it can learn to do better than it is doing now by actually planning for specific points, specific issues in the change process, like communication before, communication within, communication after, as well as make an analysis on the anticipated changes and how those changes would be dealt with.